Yes.
Hey everybody, Roar the Lions UK, Matt, Ant and Ash. Sorry to keep you waiting. Technical issues on this side. Can't promise it won't reoccur. Tried to change the settings and what have you. No karaoke, Carlton. Not happening. Can't dodge the YouTube stuff. Might be able to do it through Discord, maybe. We might try and sort something out this off-season. We need something to do. And Ash, sorry boys. I know I interrupted your conversation
Right.
on the
It's all right, don't
A60,
worry.
but how are you boys doing?
Okay. Getting on with life. Becoming more of an adult.
No, I'm still being childish. I always intend to be.
Fair enough.
Straight in there at the start of the stream, Mike the Marine subscribing at tier 1 for his 4th month saying, "Howdy UK brothers." Cheers, Mike. Love you, man.
Hey, Mike.
And Lost Oceans is in there as well saying, "Hey gang," as well as Lisa Di Lorenzo and Carlson Wood and Brent, who now goes by Lions 1960. And I think that was it for everyone. Yeah, but welcome in. This is going to be the pub quiz. So I really hope you enjoy yourself with this episode. As always, get your questions in and we'll answer them at the end of the show. Independence, you said, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Or college next week.
What?
Independence.
This week's.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just wanted to make sure of that. Cool. Yeah, don't forget to @Roar the Lions UK with your questions so I see them because I'm going to be question master as well. Boys, any questions before we start? Have you been swatting up, Ant?
No, I've been doing college prep, so no. So I'm probably going to get about 2 right if I'm lucky at this whole thing, and I'll just look stupid.
All right. Okay, are you ready to go?
Yep.
Okay, here we go.
Recording in progress.
Welcome to another edition of the Roar the Lions UK podcast, episode 203, a good old British pub quiz. My name's Matthew Cerner alongside Anthony Fitzpatrick and Ashley Soden. How are you doing, boys?
Doing good.
Not bad, thanks. Ready to do what us Brits love to do, and that is utterly fail in a pub quiz. But that is what defines us. That is what
You've never been
defines
to
us
one
as a
with me
people.
then.
That is what defines us as a people. We do really bad at quizzes, and that's what makes us British, and I love it.
It's a good old-fashioned pub quiz. Beer in hand. And a packet of crisps if you got it. Chips if you don't. There we go. WKD. Oh my god. That's a blast from the past. I love it.
You're both getting it wrong. It's 2 pints of lager and a packet of crisps, let's don't forget.
Yes.
True.
Well, I've got one, and I don't have any crisps, but
I've got some cheeseburger crisps knocking around. They're right nice.
That sounds funky. All right, let's get on with some of the preambles. We've got our first questions coming in for the end of the show, which is great. Thanks to Lost Oceans for that one. We've got our Discord channel going nice and strongly at the moment, although I must confess a lot of the chat has been absorbed by the theatre of the Ashes cricket at the moment. If you're not aware of it, don't worry. There's plenty of college and NFL chat going on as well, so come and join us there. College Football Podcast, and you had a really good preview last week about the CUSA.
We did indeed. Me and Ryan went through the 9 teams who will be contesting that conference out this season. So go back and check that if you want to. It's going to be really intriguing because half of the teams from last year left, so a lot of teams are new, and there's a lot going on in there. So it's good fun. And then this week coming up, we're going to be looking at the FBS independents. There aren't that many of them this year, but they do have their own distinct group in college football. So we're going to be going through those. And anyone who does listen to the show long term will love to know that I have my next UConn football crush now after Travis Jones 2 years ago. I'm over Travis now. I've got a new UConn football crush. You can hear all about him on Wednesday.
Ooh.
So it's going to be fun.
Ooh, UConn getting a shout out. Love it. Mike the Marine subscribed to tier 1 for his 4th month, but also coming in as well just now. David Reinfurt 70 subscribing at tier 1 for his 16th month in a row. And Big Aries for his 18th month in a row. So starting the stream strong. Cheers, boys. Appreciate you. Lions Nation Unite, don't forget to get in there. The Facebook group up and running there, and it's going strong. Herman Moore's project to bring the best in Lions content creators together. We're a Twitch affiliate and we're YouTube monetized. We've also got a tip jar running if you guys want to show some love. like these guys in the Twitch chat are also doing. Really appreciate you guys for doing that. Don't forget to like and sub and all that good stuff. You know how much it helps out us small content creators here with our 1,100 subs or so. Every little bit helps. It really, really does. Apologies for our absence last week, as Ant was saying in the college show yesterday. Some personal bits and pieces along with me being away and being ill, unfortunately. So just one of those things, but hopefully you've had a good couple of weeks. There really hasn't been a lot happening in Lionsland in terms of the news. We cover it in just a second before we get on to our pub quiz. So this bit of news first. Ant's former, I guess, UDFA crush of a couple of years ago, Demetrius Taylor, is the former Lion, unfortunately, who's been caught up in this betting scandal. He was released in May by the Lions. He's been suspended indefinitely for violating the NFL's gambling policy. And boys, the ones who got suspended indefinitely bet on the NFL. So I guess the assumption here is that he's been betting on NFL games, which is not smart for someone who's battling to be on the roster anyway. Like, I know that if you're on the roster, you shouldn't be doing it too because you're taking your position for granted. But Meach couldn't afford this.
I know I shouldn't take delight in. I don't really take delight in this, but I take heartiness in that I know why he was cut now. It was never a talent issue. It was a keeping your fingers off your phone and gambling issue. So for someone who's kind of backed him all season and said how good he could be, it's like, thank God it was not a talent thing. I'm not doubting my evaluation abilities now. It just, shit happens with these guys. Like I said, he can't be doing that. And it's not great. It's more opportunity for people to have a go at the team, which I still think is a bit wrong because it's like the team obviously knew and kicked his ass out the door. It won't be tolerated. So I'm sad for Meach. I really am. And hopefully he will get an opportunity in one of the spring leagues or something and might be able to work his way back in time.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's sad because he would have been fighting for that sort of backup to Liam at the free tech, be a bit more to pass rusher. But yeah, it's just unfortunate that he just gambled on the NFL and got himself in a situation.
Yeah, there we go. And the last bit of news that's happened in the last fortnight, like literally nothing else has really happened. The Lions unveil their new 2023 alternative helmets featuring the historic Lions logo. I know they have to wear them with the pajamas. I don't care. In isolation, these helmets, boys, are a thing of beauty, no?
They are. I'm waiting for the small miniature helmet to pop up on the European store so I can buy one and put it in my background because it's absolutely beautiful. Can't wait to get it.
I'm going to go up there and say it's in the top 2 helmets in the NFL, full told right now, and it's not number 2.
Ooh.
It's a fucking delightful helmet. I mean, there are some out there that I really like, but it's the color. It's like chrome blue, but it's not chrome. It's just, I can't describe it. It just calls to me. I like having the old-fashioned logo on there as well, but the color scheme fits. I mean, I swear down, if we ever got unis that color, I would swim over the Atlantic to go and get myself a pair and then swim back. That's how much. That is how much I would really want one of those. So but no, the helmets are sick.
Just wait till next year when we go over there and you can buy a jersey in person. Like I'm going to get a Kirby one.
Yeah, bring out the unis before we come for the draft, please. That'd be lovely. Unveil them on draft day. Even better.
Yes.
Either them or the new black unis, and then we can start buying the shirts and show how popular that they're going to be.
Exactly.
I've seen some of the composite ones, and you could put that style of blue around the numbers on a black uniform with that helmet, and it would be the sickest uniform in the league without a shadow of a doubt.
I have also got a purchase I need to talk about, but I can't find which bloody player it was, which is really frustrating to me.
Swear to God, if this is a Will Harris jersey.
So
I need
on
one.
eBay, I found a retro Lions jersey available in the UK. I am wearing my Sue one right now in the old Reebok. Obviously, I have some current jerseys, so I've got the new style as well. This one is a Puma jersey. So going back a little bit further, I found a number 91 Porcher jersey. So
Ooh.
I'm looking forward to that coming. That's a £24 used in large. So
Wow.
I'm pretty excited
There,
about
there,
that.
there are not many Robert Porsche jerseys doing the rounds in the UK. I know that.
True.
No, it looks sick. So it should be here in the next couple of days. If it looks good, I'm going to wear it on the next stream because I got my Sue jersey for 20 quid as well. I'm racking up some of the retro jerseys. I can't wait.
He might be an answer in this quiz today. Porsche might be making some appearances in
He
this
might.
one.
He might. Right. Shall we get on with the quiz?
Yes.
All right. I need to tell you how I did this because it will provide me with a slight disclaimer about this. So, this quiz was completed with the help of ChatGPT. I've gone through what they've answered. I've also replaced some of the questions. I've changed a couple of the answers where they were wrong. So I have verified them. But also, I have replaced some of the questions where there was some repetition. Here was the command I gave it. I'm making a quiz regarding the history of the Detroit Lions. You are a question maker. Please create for me a quiz in a tabular format with the following columns. Question number, question, and answer. There should be 7 rounds with 5 questions in each. The round names are the formation of the Detroit Lions, the early years 1930 to 1959, the middle years 1960 to 1989, and recent history 1990 to 2019. So this goes all the way from the formation of the Lions to 2019. One of the answers is spoiled by some of this, but oh well. Final 3 rounds are called Statistical Leaders, Hall of Fame Members, and Pot Luck. For each round, you will need to retrieve information pertinent to the question, that's a question title, but I should have said round title. Never mind. Anyway, so GPT wrote them, I verified them. If I've made a mistake, I do apologise. I'm going to go round by round and then wheel back to the answer, unless you think I should go one by one. What do you reckon, boys? You want to?
Well, I was about to say, in the spirit of fairness, how are we going to do this? Because we're all on computers here. So I have my hands up. I have nothing on here or anything, but I feel like
maybe I'll just do question by question, leave you 10, 15 seconds to think about it, ask you to give an answer, and then I'll reveal the answer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just after I finish writing about all the numbers on my piece of paper.
Just in answer to Dan Pascu says, "Happy 4th, guys. Did you get burnt at Glasgow?" Of course, it's Independence Day, isn't it, tomorrow? Anyway.
Yep.
Happy Independence Day, because obviously we won't be on tomorrow for all the Americans out there. It really isn't observed as a holiday over here. I'm sure you won't be surprised to hear that.
I'm totally not going to a 4th of July event tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
A burger. Yeah, because to shout out anyone in Nottingham and Derby, Annie's Burger Shack will be doing a 4th of July celebration with vintage clothing stores and that. So come along, support my best friend who's the head of events and marketing there.
Should we just be really controversial on this one? Just say "Happy Day We Let You Win Day."
Oh, spicy.
But they'll be back. They'll be back.
All right, Arnie.
Dan Pask also said, "Did you get burnt at Glastonbury, Matt?" I have a fantastic little tan on the back of my neck. Nowhere else, just the back of my neck. I look like a tool, like a massive tool. But yeah, there we go. So for the quiz, please do put your suggestions in the chat as we go through. I'll try and go slow enough so that you guys have plenty of time. It's on a slight delay, so I may end up reading the answer before everyone's had a chance. But get your answers in. I want to see you guys and how you're doing. If you want to score along at home, welcome you to do that, and then let us know how you did at the end of the quiz. If you don't know your Lions history, and I will confess, I am pretty poor at this sort of stuff, I didn't know quite a lot of this. So if you don't do very well, that's okay. We're all going to learn something here today, but I hope you enjoy it. Let's kick off the quiz. Round 1, the formation of the Detroit Lions. And question number 1 is, in which year were the Detroit Lions formed? Question 1, in which year were the Detroit Lions formed?
Can I just quickly preface this one? Is it what year were they formed, or what year did they move there?
True, yeah, that's a good point.
In which
Can
year?
we just preface this?
In which year was the franchise, which is now known as the Detroit Lions,
Okay.
formed as a team?
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
I've seen two differing answers on this. I'm choosing to go with one of the answers. If you go with one of the others, I'm going to probably allow it as well. Your answers, gentlemen.
1933.
Mine's 3-0.
And yours is
3-3.
Okay. The answer is 1930.
Damn it.
Now, I have seen bits and pieces saying that it was technically in 1929. Wikipedia thinks 30. I've seen other bits and pieces saying 30. So 1930 is what I'm going to take. If you said 29, I will probably accept it, but not 33. You have already thought about the answer to this question, but it's a slam dunk question, so here we go. Question number 2. What was the original name of the franchise now known as the Detroit Lions? Question 2. What was the original name of the franchise now known as the Detroit Lions? Your answer, folks.
Portsmouth Spartans.
Spartans.
Portsmouth Spartans is correct.
That's just never going to sound right to me, because obviously we have Portsmouth on our south coast. It's like, why the hell is it named after one of our southern ports?
And the Michigan State Spartans, of course. So I don't know why, if that's... I'm presuming that Michigan State predated the formation of the Portsmouth Spartans, but I don't know.
Ash, you know that pre-pod chat we had about upsetting Michigan fans? When you say Spartans and you start cheering, that upsets a lot of our fans out there.
To explain, I'm a classicist, as you can tell by the Greek helmet I've now got in my background. So I have to have an affinity for teams that have classics related stuff. So of course I'm going to celebrate it. History. 1925, so just about predated the Portsmouth Spartans.
All right, there we go. Fair enough. Lisa does say, but they wouldn't have been the Detroit Lions in 1930. I did then qualify the question to say the franchise which is now known as that. So that is still the same franchise. Don't look at the YouTube chat for this one. I need the city and the state. Which city were the Detroit Lions originally based in? Obviously, we probably know that from the previous question, but I need city and state. Where were the Detroit Lions originally formed in their previous guise?
Do we get like a half point for getting half of it?
No! No, you do not. So we've already had the city. That's not going to come as any shock. And I'm going to come to you first. Give me the state.
Ohio.
Damn it, I was going to say that one.
What, are you still saying that one?
No, I'll change it up just to be different. I'll go Maryland.
No, it's Ohio. Why are you doing this?
It's Maryland. Let's get it right, Ash. I got taught that one on the college show. We can't say it incorrectly. It's Maryland.
Right. Lots of the chat.
Wow, I've got like more than I thought I'd get in the whole quiz already.
You have 3 out of 3 by my reckoning.
To be fair, you guys can probably remember it. I'm nice and young. You guys were probably there for
Fuck
these
off!
Wow! Can we kick him out? That's ageism.
There's a flag on the play.
Unnecessary roughness.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's that young, you can't remember the last time Florida State beat NC State, can you?
Ooh.
Been that long ago.
Ooh, burn. Right. Question number 4 has also been talked about in the chats, and you've also thought about what this answer is already, so this one should be easy for you. The question number 4. In which year did the Detroit Lions move to Detroit? Question 4. In which year did the Detroit Lions, that were known as the Portsmouth Spartans, when did they move to Detroit? Lots of answers coming in the chat. Ash, I'm coming to you first this time. Year, please.
33 again. I'm swinging for the fences with it.
And
1934.
the correct answer is 1934. Going for a clean sweep in this one, and the first round ends with question number 5. Good luck. Who was the original owner and the founder of the Detroit Lions when they were called the Portsmouth Spartans? The founder of the franchise was called what? I feel like this is an answer that we should know. This is why I've kept this in. If anyone gets this right, I will be very impressed.
See, it's all about trying to remember who the Fords bought it from, and then that's half a guess. But I mean, even with our advanced age, Matt, apparently all we've known is the Fords.
I don't know. Get out my Zimmer frame and go and see my reference book, shall I?
Yeah, Fords didn't exist when we were young.
Right, answers please, gents. And
I'm not Scooby. I wouldn't even be able to hazard a guess.
Ash,
Mr. Chevrolet, I don't know either.
the points go late on in the chat to Ken Stauder chiming in with the answer. George A. Richards. George Richards is the answer. Forever You Will Know It Now, our founder. So there we go.
What does the A stand for? That would really impress me.
Give me a sec.
I got that far.
I'm gonna Google it.
Right.
I'm bored.
From hard to really hard. Although, I could have called this the glory years, I guess. Round 2 is called the early years, 1930 to 1959. The name of that section really did spoil one of the answers in round 1. But never mind. 1930 to 1959. Question number 1. In fact, no, let's wait a minute. Guys in the chat, how did he do in round 1 out of 5? And you got 4. Ash got 1?
Yeah, I got one. The obvious one.
Peeps in the chat, let me know how you did.
It's all going to go downhill for me now. I can feel it.
Lost Oceans got 4 to 5. I want to say that's 4 then. Dan Pass got 3. Papa Joe got 4. Lisa got 4. Excellent stuff. All right. There we go. Right. Here we go. Round number 2. Question number 1. Who was the head coach of the Detroit Lions during their 1935 NFL championship season? The Detroit Lions won their first championship in 1935. Who was the winning head coach? Gotta be a legend, right? Ash.
Joe Lombardi, I don't know.
That is, I don't know. That is very
That's
weird.
absolutely fantastic. I love it. And
no, I don't know.
All right, the answer is Potsy Clark. Potsy Clark. Which I will give my props to Papa Joe, who actually mentioned Potsy Clark as the answer to the founder question. And I saw that and I was like, the guy knows his stuff. I love it. Lost Oceans guest Dan Pask. I mean, Dan is older than all of us, but unfortunately, I don't think quite that old. Question number 2. This has an opinion in it, but I'm not entirely happy with how this question is worded, so apologies for this, but I decided to keep it in. Which Lions player was the team's star halfback in the 1950s and set numerous statistical league records?
All right, I've got a guess here. I think it's far enough back.
Just going to wait for Ash to come up with an answer.
I should know this. I should know this.
Question number 2 is which Lions player was the team's star halfback in the 1950s generally and set numerous league statistical records? There will be a follow-up question to this as well.
I think this is far enough back.
Right. Since Ant has an idea, I'm going to go to Ash first.
I can't remember his first name, but is his second name Doak? Because it's to do with the college football running back award.
Ant?
Doak Walker.
I'm going to give you both the point there. I think that's a good pull by Ash. That's a great pull to get Doak. Come on.
I should know it because it's why Florida State Stadium's called Doak, because it's named after him. That's the only reason I remember it.
Great.
Well, I feel like I should get a point and a half then if Ash is getting a point. Because I got the full name.
I'll give Ash half a point. You get a point.
Exactly. I'll take the half a point.
I'll take that.
Right.
I'm interested in this.
There we go. So great stuff for the people in the chat. Lots of people coming up with Doak Walker. There we go. The follow-up question, and I've added 2 questions in this round just because it's an interesting period of the Lions' history, obviously. The follow-up question is question number 3. Doak Walker led the NFL in 3 categories in 1954. You get a point for each one. Name the categories he led the NFL in. Obviously, there's a lot to choose from. I realise that. If you get 1 point out of the 3, I'll be impressed.
I've got my guesses.
All right.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I've got mine.
Ant.
Are we doing these one at a time, or do you want all 3?
Go for all 3.
Right, so I'm going to say carries, rushing yards, yards per carry.
Ash.
Carries, rushing yards, and tackles.
All incorrect.
Right.
The answer is punt return touchdowns with 1, extra points attempted with 43, and extra points made with 43. All of those led the NFL.
Wait,
because he was a kicker halfback.
I knew he was more. He didn't just play offense. I thought he was defense as well. He was like a running back, linebacker. I knew he was a 2-way player.
Well, you've got a college affinity to him as well, so I can be forgiven for not knowing that.
That's one of my favourite ever things I found doing this. Yeah, it's a class stat. Right, Paul Jarosa's just came in there saying I have Doak Walker's 1954 Topps football card, which must be worth a fortune. Well done to people who've come in with the right answers there. Ken just said, was he a Heisman winner? I'm not sure. I probably should know, considering I had a look through this, but I actually...
I'm pretty sure, I'm pretty sure he was, because he's got the award for best college running back named after him. I'm pretty sure he had it because he did pretty much everything.
So, Hall of Famer, 5-time Pro Bowler, 4-time All-Pro, and 2-time NFL champ, was a first-round pick, 3rd overall of the New York Bulldogs in 1949. Doak Walker. His first name is Yule, which is fun. And let's see. I can't see anything on here, but it's to do with pro football rather than college, so apologies. Right, let's crack on with the quiz. Question number 4. In what year did the Lions win their second NFL championship? So we heard earlier in this round, they won their first in 1935. In which year did the Lions win their second NFL championship?
Oh, pretty sure we won 3 in the 50s, didn't we? I know when the last one was. I don't know about the 2.
To answer the previous thing, he won it in 1948.
Yeah,
we
I
go.
thought he had. I thought he had a Heisman. Oh, right. We won it.
All right. Question number 4 is, in what year did the Lions win their second NFL championship? Their first was in 1935. And I'm coming to you.
I think we won it 3 times in 4 years, and the last time we won it was 57. So that put the second one at 1954. I think that's
Ash.
where I'm going.
53.
Unfortunately incorrect. And because you're right about the 3 in the 50s, I'm not going to give you any points, unfortunately, because there's too much of a scattergun thing. I think the answer is 1952. Congrats to Papa Joe again and Paul Giroux. Excellent stuff. Well done. Question number 5. Right. Question number 5. Who was the Detroit Lions quarterback when they won their third NFL championship in 1953?
We should know this.
Yeah.
Who was the Lions quarterback when they won their third NFL championship in 1953?
I've got my answer.
I'm going to guess, yeah. I've got an answer to guess, but...
Right, Ash, come to you.
Y.A. Tittle? That name just pops out at me.
And
there's a curse named after him.
Oh, for God's sake, yeah.
Bobby Lane.
Congrats to Anne and everyone in the chat. Lost Oceans and Papa Joe. Oh, Papa Joe said, not Bobby Lane. Got it wrong, man. It is Bobby Lane. Bobby Lane, quarterback between 1950 and 1957, or the leading passer in that time. So he had a very good stint.
That's why the curse exists, because we traded him after we won all the championships with him. I remember that one.
There we go. Congrats, folks. Right, I did say there were some extra questions in this round because it's kind of fun. Question number 6. The Lions won 3 NFL championships in the 1950s, in 52, 53, and 57. They also lost 1 final. Who did they play in that losing final? Question number 6 is, the Lions won 3 NFL championships in the 1950s, in 52, 53, and 57. They also lost 1 final. Against who?
Okay.
Got some answers coming in from the folks here. I went to Ash first, I think, last time, so coming at Anna this time.
I have no idea. The only name that came to mind, I don't know where they're from, but I thought it was the Oilers. I think they were called the Oilers back then.
Well, it would have been Houston Oilers, but I went with the Colts, the Baltimore Colts.
There are some answers for Baltimore Colts in there, but unfortunately you've dodged the most obvious answer. The team that we beat in the other 3 championships, we played them in all 4. Cleveland Browns.
Oh,
I believe that we beat them in all 4. Played them in all 4.
Probably, yeah.
I can check that very quickly.
Because the Oilers
beat the Browns and lost to the Browns. So yeah, we played them 4 times in that decade in the NFL Championship.
Jeez. To go back down to, it was the Houston Oilers, now known as the Tennessee Titans.
I can never remember where they're from. I remember the team name, but I thought,
so that loss was in 1954. So we were in the NFL Championship in 3 straight years, 52, 53, 54. We then went 3-9 in 55 and finished 6th out of 6 in the division. So it's quite a fall from grace. But there we go.
Probably a major injury or something, it's like.
Final question in this round is question number 7. The 0-16 season in 2008 was not the Lions' first unwinning season. When else did the Lions not win a game, which happens to be in this period of time? It's a really harsh question. I'm going to give you a year either way. So you've got a 3-year period that you can hit to get this right. It's in 1930 to 1959, Question number 7 is, the 0-16 season in 2008 was not the Lions' first unwinning season. When else did the Lions not win a game? In fact, they didn't tie a game. They lost every single game. So when else did the Lions not win a game?
I'm guessing.
I'm gonna
Got some
Save, yeah.
answers in here. Papa Joe is absolutely smashing it. Ash, we're coming to you.
1949.
Anne.
I'm gonna say 1943.
Papa Joe also gave the answer 1943, and because I give you a year either way, that answer will be correct. The answer was 1942. I imagine that that's war related.
That's why I went there. It has to be when they joined the war, so it was later in the war, because they weren't right in it to begin with. I thought maybe there is a period there. But that was a complete...
Pearl Harbor 1942? Was it? 1941?
41.
41. So yeah.
That's why I went war.
That's why
I thought I'd guess in the war. That's why when you went 40, Ash, I thought you were going same.
I was going to go for the war, but I thought they would have just called off the league and it not count. So that's why I went a bit later and the ramifications of it would have hit. Yeah. I was thinking around the wartime, for God's sake.
So the Lions went... Sorry.
I assume a lot of player age people got drafted, so...
Yeah.
So, yeah, the Lions went 0-11. But they went 4-6-1 the year before and 3-6-1 the year after. So it's not exactly like it was a dream period at that stage. It's not like it was a big fall from grace.
Enough draws to get Ryan going there.
So
we know how Ryan loves his draws.
There were 9 points available in that round. There were 3 available for question 3. Have you boys totted up how many you've got?
Not many.
Yeah.
How many have you got?
0.
Oh,
wait, did I have to tot them up?
Well, I'm not totting them up.
Oh.
You got to score yourself.
I got Doak.
You got 4, you got 4 in round 1, and then you got
half a point. I got half a point now.
Yeah, so you got Doak Walker, you got 19... You didn't get 1952. You got Bobby Lane, and you got 1943. So you got 3, I think, in that round.
Yeah.
Folks, let me know how you did. Lost Oceans got 1 out of 9. Dan Pass got 2 or 3, I think. Lisa got 1, but then retracted the message. Lisa got 2. There we go. All right. Congrats, guys. This is a hard part of the quiz. To be honest, it gets harder because at least that was the glory years. Now comes not so great years. Round 3 is the middle years, 1960 to 1989. Question number 1. Should get this. I didn't know the answer, though. In which year did the Detroit Lions move to the Pontiac Silverdome? What was the first year the Lions moved into the Pontiac Silverdome? Question number 1. In which year did the Detroit Lions move to the Pontiac Silverdome? Anthony Fitzpatrick.
For some reason, the 80s came straight to my mind right away, but that's probably too late. But 82, I'm guessing.
Ash.
1967.
You should split the difference. 1975. Lots of correct answers in the chat. Papa Joe, Ken Stauder, Lost Oceans.
Does that mean me and Ash get a half point each for like getting it right via mean? Like the mean number is the right answer?
No. Papa Joe just said that he went to the last Thanksgiving Day game at Tiger Stadium in 1974.
I'm mad.
Which is sick. That's really cool.
That is really cool.
49 years ago.
Yeah.
So, that's cool, man. Appreciate that. Right. Question number 2. Who was the head coach of the Lions when they appeared in the playoffs in 1970, ending a long post-season drought? They had not appeared in the playoffs since they won the championship in 1957. So who was the coach who broke a 13-year drought of going to the playoffs? Question number 2. Who's the head coach of the Lions when they appeared in the playoffs in 1970, ending a long post-season drought? They had not appeared since the championships in 1957. 1957. And it's a good hint by Papa Joe. The man is a Hall of Famer.
That does not. It seems I need to order more books about the Detroit Lions and bloody formations and that.
Oh, well, see, the thing is, I had this idea for last week if we were going to do a show, and I started reading through some of these stats and that, and I should remember, but I don't.
The man's a Hall of Famer. He also was in the All-1950s team as well as a player. That doesn't help, I know. I don't care. It's fun tormenting you. Lots of good answers coming in. Ash, your answer, please.
Morty, Sean, and Wegger, I don't know. I'm just...
Ant.
We're doing head coach.
Head coach.
Yeah.
It's a name you both know. 100%.
Probably, yeah. My brain is blanking.
No, I don't. I'm not going to pretend.
The answer is Joe Schmidt.
Oh, fuck. Linebacker. I didn't realise he was our head coach.
Head coach of the Lions, 1967 to 1972.
Someone should have just said, like, hint Dan Campbell, and then I'd have got it.
Had a record of 43, 34, and 7 as the Lions head coach. And played 1, lost 1 in the playoffs. All right, question number 3. Which Lions defensive tackle played for the Lions throughout the 1960s, amassing 4 Pro Bowls and 3 first-team All-Pro votes in his career?
I know that one right away.
Question number 3. Which Lions defensive tackle played for the Lions throughout the 1960s, amassing 4 Pro Bowls and 3 first-team All-Pro votes in his career?
My old ass knows that because I was around then.
All right. Who am I going to first this time? I'm losing track.
Ant.
All right.
Ant, and if I miss it, I'll be a good boy. All right. Got Ant.
Is it Mr. Alex Karras?
Ash?
Oh, I was going to go Mean Joe Green, but it's probably Karras, knowing my bloody luck.
It is unanimous in the YouTube chat. It is Alex Karras. 4 Pro Bowls, 3 first-team All-Pros. Exceptional.
Wait, did Joe Green play for us?
That's where he did.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. Mean Joe.
No, Pittsburgh.
No, it was just a Steelers
career.
I was thinking of Cass. I was picturing the Madden cards. Bloody Madden Legends. That's how I can do this.
Oh, when Madden fucks you up. It's great.
Exactly.
Right. Question number 4. Who was the first Lions running back to have 1,000 yards from scrimmage in a season, which happened during this period?
Ooh.
Question number 4. Who was the first Lions running back to have over 1,000 yards from scrimmage in a season which occurred during this period?
I'm going to kick myself when I hear this name.
I really hope I've got this right because Papa Joe has given a different answer.
Hang on, what time period are we in?
60 to 89.
I feel like I should know this, but I don't.
This is from scrimmage. This is not running yards. I will say that. Okay?
Yeah.
Total
Dale doesn't help.
No.
He achieved it twice.
Yes.
As well.
It's...
And saying running back is a slight misnomer. Should we say man in the backfield rather than running back?
Yeah, I know who it is.
I'll say fullback, but man in backfield.
Stop it.
Right. I'll say it one more time just to give you a little bit extra time. Question number 4. Who's the first Lions man in the backfield to have over 1,000 yards from scrimmage in a season? Ash, you're up.
No, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I hate it.
I'm gonna pick. No, it's not gonna come to me.
The answer is Nick Pietrasante.
Oh no, that was not the guy I was thinking of.
Played for the Lions between 1959 and 1967. In 1960, he rushed for 872 yards and 8 touchdowns and contributed 129 in the air to give him 1,001 yards from scrimmage. In the following year, he also had 1,156 yards, but he had basically the same number of yards on the ground and just contributed more in the air. So, Pietrasante was the Lions' leading rusher until Billy Sims came along, apparently, according to Papa Joe.
So, in that case, our resident quiz expert in the chat, I'm not reading it, so I don't know. I'm guessing he put what I was thinking of.
Which was?
I can't remember. Just tell me the name. What name did he?
He said Steve Owen.
Oh, that wasn't the name either. All right, no, screw it. I got completely wrong.
I'm just wondering who else you might have had. Hornschmaver?
No.
Farr?
No.
Owens?
No.
No. Those were the other suggestions in the chat, so there we go.
Oh, I'm well off then, whoever I was thinking of.
Okay. This is
Boosie, maybe?
Nope.
Boosie?
No. I will have to go back to it later. I probably didn't play the position. I thought it was running back.
All right. Here we go. Final question in this round. Question number 5. How many winning seasons did the Lions have in this 30-year stretch? So 500 seasons do not count. How many winning seasons plus 500 did they have in that 30-year stretch? I will give you 2 either way. So 4 between 30 is basically a seventh of all of them. You got about a 15% shot if you're just completely guessing.
Billy Sims, that was it. Sorry,
I said Billy. That was the first thing I said. Billy Sims.
Oh, did you? Oh, right. Sorry, I was thinking of Billy.
All right. How many winning seasons between 1960 and 1989, Ant?
Not many. 7.
Ash?
I was going to say 7 as well.
Should have given you 3 either way. 10. 10 winning seasons, and at least 4 or 5 were tied as well.
So it's not that bad.
10 winning seasons.
It was worse than that.
1960,
Yes,
61, 62, 64, 69, 70, 71, 72, 80, and 83. So a good start to that decade in the 60s. 60, 61, 62, 64, all winning seasons. And it really fell off from there, unfortunately. People very low on it in the chat. 3 said Jim, Ken said 4, Lisa said 7, so she was on board with you. That's the end of round number 5. Ash, I think you came up short on that one as well. And I think you had 1 with Alex Karras?
Yes.
Right. I'm not keeping score of the cumulative scores, by the way, so... Anyway. We move on to round number 4. Recent history. 1990 to 2019. Question number 1. Who was the head... I will start again. Question number 1. Who was the head coach of the Detroit Lions during what ChatGPT has defined as the Calvin Johnson era? And I am very aware that he had multiple head coaches during his tenure, so I'm looking for the person who was his head coach for the majority of his career.
Did he last long enough?
So the question is, who was the head coach of the Lions during what ChatGPT has defined as the Calvin Johnson era? I'm amending that to say through the majority of his career. Two different answers appearing in the chat. So you got a 50-50 shot, boys.
Well, if he survived long enough.
I'm going to come to you for your answer now. Ash first.
I don't know. My mind's blanking. I hate myself. My mind's blanking.
Answer a recent Lions head coach.
I can't think behind Caldwell. Caldwell's in my head, and I can't get past him. I know it's the guy that invented the wide nine, but I can't remember his name.
Will I go? I don't think he survived long enough into Calvin's tenure, but I'm going to say it was Schwartzy. Jim Schwartz is the name I was thinking of.
But
I don't think he survived long enough into his tenure.
Jim Schwartz is correct.
Oh, boom.
God.
I'll take that.
So Johnson was drafted by the Marinelli regime, but Marinelli was fired quickly. Johnson was then head coached by Schwartz for the next 5 years, and then Schwartz was fired, and he was around through the majority of the Coldwell years as well, but Coldwell wasn't around as long as Schwartz was. So
yeah,
Calvin completely lasted through the entirety of Schwartz's tenure.
We kept Jim Schwartz for 5 years.
Yeah, he had 3 good years and then 2 bad ones.
Jim Schwartz had 1 winning season.
Well, anything's better than 0-16.
Yeah,
but there was improvement.
I honestly didn't think he'd survived the tenure long enough. I didn't think he'd survived Calvin's.
So Jim Schwartz, head coach between 2009 and 2013, going 2-14, 6-10, 10-6, 4-12, and 7-9 before being fired.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thank God.
But going 6-10 in 2010 was because we were led not by Stafford but by Hill because of Stafford's injury.
Because he injured, yeah.
2009. So there we go. All right. We move on in recent history with question number 2. In what year did the Lions make their most recent playoff appearance?
Oh, yeah.
When was the Lions' most recent playoff appearance?
I'm fairly confident there. Although I think it's one of those I'm fairly confident at and I'm going to be completely wrong, but I am nigh on certain.
Question number 2 is in which year did the Detroit Lions make their most recent playoff appearance? Ant.
2017.
Ash?
I was going to say 17 as well, because it was just before I went to uni.
I'm going to have to think about how to answer this. The answer
is it the 16 season, but 17?
That season.
It is the 2016 season. It was technically January 2017. But yes, the game was in 2017, but it was the 2016 season.
I thought you said year. I thought you said what year.
So did I.
In what? Bloody ChatGPT. Not being anal enough.
I think we deserve a half point at least.
Yeah,
because
2017 gets a half point if you were thinking of that particular season. That's fine. And yes, Jim Marshall, absolutely correct. Oh no, hang on. No, that's 2014. I think he just talking about there. He said got robbed by the refs against Dallas, but was that not 14?
That was 2014. Yeah, that was 2014.
16 was Seahawks.
Seahawks, yeah.
Seattle was the last team we played.
All right. If you don't get this one, you're fired.
Don't say something.
Okay, great.
Question number 3 in this round. Which Lions quarterback set the franchise record for most passing yards in a season?
Oh, of course. Just need to move my head. Move my head. You can see his jersey.
He's the only one who's been through 5,000 yards, so...
Question number 3. Which Lions quarterback set the franchise record for most passing yards in a season? Ash.
Matthew Stafford.
And?
Yeah, Staff.
The answer is Matthew Stafford.
In points.
Big Aries just said, why do you want a half point if we aren't really keeping score?
It's the
principle.
It's on principle, yeah.
Minor victories.
Big Aries, you are seeing the British mentality at work. I don't care about the scoring at the end. I'm going to have an argument now.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah.
Question number 4.
I was going to say, I can ask you a follow up. I know I'm not doing it,
Go on.
but because I did this stat the other week because I was going to do one as well. So just a random guess, but he's got what 45,000 yards for us. Stafford does altogether.
Who's number 2?
Well, no, not who's number 2, but how far is number 2 behind him? So he's got 45,000 yards. How far is number 2 behind him?
Do you know?
Yeah, I do. Can't remember this.
So
What's the margin?
Yeah, what's the margin? Yeah, how far?
Like what margin? And what margin are you giving us? Like plus minus?
We're not going to get it to the yard.
Oh no, no. I mean, just in the ballpark.
Just in the ballpark.
I'm not doing the quiz.
Okay.
I'm just doing the ballpark here.
I will say that I think that person has about 20,000 yards. So I'll say the margin is about 25,000.
Ash?
I was going to say about 15. So I think the next person's got about 15,000. So plus minus like 30K.
You think 30,000. I think 25,000 as the actual yards. And then you just work out the difference.
Yeah.
And what is it?
29,300.
Oh, well done, Ash. Good shout.
No other quarterback. I think Goff's like 14th all time already.
Yeah.
It's not. It's no one else has been past 20.
Mile marker just said, and what do points mean?
Prizes!
Hey! Good stuff. All right, question number 4.
You have to be careful with all these old catchphrases, don't you? Because you never know which ones of them are in jail now and whatnot.
Well, a lot of them are dead, so they can't be in jail. Well, at least Brucey is, anyway. Of course, I don't know if the Americans know who Bruce Forsyth is anyway, but... Yeah. Moving on. Question number 4. Who was the Lions' first-round draft pick in 2010 and became the team's star defensive tackle?
Obvious.
I'm just going to be picky here and say we had 2 first-round picks that year. But
did we?
Yeah.
It's
the draft I'm thinking of. There were 2 first-round picks that year.
Well, the second one hopefully hasn't become the star defensive tackle.
No, we definitely didn't.
Yeah. Was you thinking Pettigrew?
We did have 2. You're right. Because the second was Javid Best.
Yeah. Pettigrew was a tight end, not a DT.
Yeah, but I'm saying the second pick.
Oh no, it's Javid.
Right. Anyway, you were right.
Was it Javid?
Javid was pick number 30, but this person wasn't. Question number 4 is Lions' first-round draft pick in 2010 who became the team's star defensive tackle, Ant.
Yep.
Ash concurs with Sue.
I'm not doing the Ronaldo move.
You know what? They were playing. They were playing the video again. I think NFL played the video again today of Javid Best's touchdown, and I'm just like, there's one player I could have wished no injury ever happened to. It's him.
Yeah.
We'd have wrecked shit up for years with a healthy Javid Best.
Right. In a round where you could have gone 5 for 5, here's another toss it up, you hit it question.
Okay.
Question number 5. Who was the head coach of the Lions during the winless season in 2008?
Oh.
Who was the head coach of the Lions during the winless season in 2008? Everyone's favourite Lions coach. Let's see.
Wait, Matt was a lot more recent than that.
I didn't do anything.
Your namesake.
Don't call him that. Don't call him that. That's mean.
I'm saying that your namesake plays in the goal for the US men's team, doesn't he? So.
And he's Arsenal's backup, yeah.
He's a damn good keeper. America's number 1. Right, question number 5. Who was the head coach of the Lions during their winless season in 2008? Ash.
Rod Marinelli.
And
Hot Rod. Or Cold Rod in this case.
Yeah, there we go. Rod Marinelli. So, by my count, you all went 4 for 5?
Yeah, I think
4 out of 5. It's not 4 for 5. 4 out of 5.
4.5.
Oh yeah, 4.5 because you said we can get a half point for getting the year and not the season.
Sorry, yes, 4.5. Yeah. Okay, cool. Right. Well done, everyone in the chat, getting all of this correct. Round 5 is statistical leaders, and this should be fairly straightforward, at least for the first 3 questions.
Oh, great.
Question number 1. Who holds the record for most passing yards in Detroit Lions history? Question number 1. Who holds the record for the most passing yards in Detroit Lions history? I'm not going to give the chat much time for this one. Ant.
Number 9.
Ash.
Number 9 on the wall.
Matthew Stafford is correct. One Pride 0427 subscribing at tier 1 for their 3rd month says Packers, Bears, and Vikings are the worst. Correct. 100%.
Amen.
100% right. Brent just said, didn't we go 4-0 in pre-season in that year? Yes, we did.
Yes, we did.
We did. We got all the winning out of the way early. Question number 2. Which Lions player has the most career rushing yards in Lions history?
Ash just needs to point in the direction of the other shirt now.
Yeah, exactly.
Question number 2. Which Lions player has the most career rushing yards in Detroit Lions history? I don't know who I'm coming to first. Ash?
I don't think it matters, really.
Barry Sanders. Number 2. Number 3. Who holds the record for the most receiving yards in a season for the Detroit Lions? I'm trying to give you some easy points here, guys. Just
I know, yeah.
Totals
and rightfully, it should be and NFL as well.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed. Question number 3. Who holds the record for the most receiving yards in a season for the Detroit Lions?
Megatron.
Ash?
Calvin, yeah. Calvin
Johnson is the correct answer. Well done, everyone in the chat. I'm throwing them out. You're knocking them out. Knocking them down. That's not... Sorry. Question number 4. Which Lions player has the most career interceptions in franchise history? Which Lions player has the most career interceptions
I think I know as well, yeah.
in franchise history?
I think I know this.
Same. I think so.
I hope this is right. This is one of the ones I don't think I've checked.
I think it is.
Some answers coming in. A couple of different answers.
I'm fairly confident here.
All right. Number 4 was which Lions player has the most career interceptions? I'm coming to Ant first.
I'm gonna say it's Lem Barney.
Oh, I've got a different answer.
Ash.
Night Train Lane.
And the answer is Dick Night Train Lane.
Ah, shit.
Big Aries has just said, how about a question submission? Who gave Calvin Johnson his Megatron name? I actually don't. I don't know.
I have heard it once on a podcast and I can't remember.
Any ideas?
Good job. That's not in the quiz.
Yeah, it's not in the quiz.
Otherwise I really would be kicking myself because I have heard the story.
Big Aries, if you want to come in with the answer to that one, I'd love to hear it.
Big Aries.
Pat Man's just said Herman Moore. Could be. that does sound like Herman.
That does sound Herman, yeah.
I'm surprised that Herman has... It just feels like Herman was around so much longer that he'd hold our passing yards record, but...
Oh, apparently Roy Williams
is
the answer for that. So there we go.
For what?
Yeah, Roy Williams,
Calvin's nickname.
Oh, right.
Roy Williams, yeah.
Right. Final question.
Draft busts ever.
Final question in the statistical leaders round. Question number 5. Who holds the record for the most career sacks as a Detroit Lion? Which player holds the record for the most career sacks as a Detroit Lion?
There's one of two answers and I'm going for the...
Big Aries just said that his extra question was worth 100 bonus points, but you all failed.
Great. I could have just stole it. I could have just stole it at the death.
Right.
I'm gonna go with the obvious one here.
Ash.
Porsche.
Ant.
No, screw it. I'm going with Ash. I think it might be Porsche as well. Don't know if.
I was between Porsche and Answer, but I think Answer was too injury prone at the end to get it.
Oh no, I was gonna say Sue. I thought Sue racked him up while he were here.
I think Sue
But no,
probably was about 45.
I'm gonna say Porsche as well.
The answer is very much Robert Porsche. First round pick in 1992. He accumulated 95.5 sacks in his career. I believe that is 30 ahead of the next highest in Lions history.
33, yeah. Because I was just looking to see where Answer was, and I was way off. Answer's in top 5, though. I'm proud of myself for knowing that. Sue's 7th with 36.
Oh, nosebleed.
Yeah, obviously sacks only started getting counted in like the mid 80s, so it may miss some stuff through history, but from recorded history, that's what we've got. So there we go. Lost Oceans just said Ziggy Answer and Cliff Averill were both above Sue, so there we go. Yeah. All right, I'm going to say that you all got. No, you got 4. So someone got 5 from 5 and someone got 4 from 5.
Me.
And Ash
I
got 5 and Anne got 4.
Yeah.
All right, 2 rounds left, folks. And round number 6 is Hall of Fame members. Question number 1. Which former Lions players were inducted into the Hall of Fame in the 2010s? Inducted. And I will say, there is another person on this list who played 5 games at the end of his storied career for the Lions. I am not counting that person because he did not play enough for me to say the answer. The Hall of Fame gives me this answer in terms of Lions players who were inducted during this period of time. So in the 2010s, how many were inducted? So it doesn't have to play in the 2010s. This is people through history who were inducted, who are regarded as Detroit Lions players through history, who are inducted, whether they were veteran players or recent retirees in the 2010s. You will get a bonus point if you can name the people as well.
Oh wait, we need to guess how many went in.
How many went in, yeah. Alright, I'll just say it again. Question number 1. Which former Lions players were inducted into the Hall of Fame in the 2010s? I'm disregarding the person who barely played for the team. So there was an extra one technically, but they are not counted for this purpose because they are regarded as a member of a different team, really.
Colts, isn't it? There
was a posthumous one recently as well. I don't know if that was in the 10s or in the 20s. Someone posthumously went in. Went in the 2010s.
I might.
I feel like most of because I know about 7 or 8 of our Hall of Famers, and I feel like most were too early for this period, unless they didn't get. They're not all been first ballot, but I'll say 2 first before I guess any names. But I don't think it was many.
I was going to say 4, but I can't name them. I'm just throwing a number out there. Brain is blanking again.
Right.
I probably will kick myself.
So I'll say the number and then you can give me the names afterwards then. Yeah. So the answer is 2.
Right.
So congratulations to Ant. If you want to name them for a bonus point, you can.
I feel like we can joint effort this. So Calvin Tilley
he was 21.
Barry had already gone in.
Yeah.
Way before that. Who in the noughties is there? Or is it someone who's been honoured from the past?
It's probably past ones, so probably from...
So, who was in there? Lem's in there. Charlie Sanders is in there. Would Bobby have gone in then, or would Bobby have been already done? Feels like... Oh, was it Bobby? Charlie have been appreciated enough in his time to go in early. Who else is? I'm gonna say Bobby Lane and Charlie Sanders went in the 2010s. I don't reckon any of them would have gone in near their time.
Ash?
But that is me guessing wild.
I'm not guessing. I can't guess. My brain is blanked.
The answer was two Dicks. Dick LeBeau and Dick Stamfell.
I actually knew Dick LeBeau.
Dick LeBeau 2010, Dick Stamfell 2016. Stamfell played for the Lions for half his career. Sorry. I'll rephrase that. No, that was right. Sorry. Dick Stamfell played for the Lions for 4 seasons and the Washington Redskins for 3 seasons. So a 7-year career got him in, but he was a 5-time All-Pro in those 7 years.
So we've had more going in. We've had the same number already going this decade then. So we've already had 2 this decade.
Yeah.
Calvin and I think Karras. Was it Karras who went in posthumously? I think.
Karras can't go in. They won't let him go in because of the whole stuff around him. He should go in, but he has stuff around him.
Who went in posthumously then? Somebody did. I'm trying to remember who it was. I'm pretty sure I brought it up on one of the shows ages ago.
Yeah, I would Google it, but I don't want to cheat.
So someone is saying Curly Culp as well. That's the person I was disregarding. So Curly Culp played for Kansas between 68 and 74, for Houston between 74 and 80, and played for the Lions between 80 and 81, but only played 5 games out of their 179 games. So he's regarded as a completely different team's player. All right. Question number 2 on Hall of Fame members. Who was the very first Detroit Lions player to be inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 1963? Who was the first Detroit Lions player to be inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 1963? He was the second ever starting quarterback, I think, for the Lions. Was he? No, he wasn't. Hang on.
Yeah, you've just kind of narrowed that down a lot.
Doesn't help me at all.
I was wrong. Excuse me. That was incorrect. Sorry. Ignore what I just said. I got my thoughts muddled up. So, yes, just the first inductee for the Lions.
The only one I could think round there who went in would have been Doak, but if it's a quarterback, it won't be. So
right,
so
it's not a quarterback.
Oh, all right. In that case, I'll say Doak.
I said I was completely wrong with what I just said. So that kind of gives you a bit of a hint as well. So not a quarterback. Sorry about that. Apologies. Misspoke. You send Doak and Ash.
I'll go Doak as well. I can't think at all. It's probably someone obvious that we're missing.
The answer is Earl Harry Dutch Clark. Dutch Clark is the answer.
It would have been too early for Doak, that would.
So he played for the Lions between 1931 and 1938, apparently as a TBDB. I don't know what TB is. Anyone? Must be a lost position.
Right backer, maybe, and gone.
I mean, so that he's got rushing stats. So Ken just said Dutch was a quarterback.
He was a tailback.
Tailback, right. But he was also a quarterback because he's got passing stats. So he was like, sorry guys, I've screwed up that question. He's listed in Pro Football Reference as a tailback. That's why I said not quarterback. Apologies. I'm only an amateur. Right, question number 3. Which Lions player was the most recent inductee into the Pro Football Hall of Fame?
Do we need time on this one?
Question number 3. Which Lions player was the most recent inductee into the Pro Football Hall of Fame? Ash.
Calvin.
And
Megatron.
is correct. Question number 4. Who was the Lions star cornerback who was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 1974? Repeat that just after I double check everything because I'm getting things wrong and I'm getting frustrated. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to just
So,
guess. Yeah.
who was the Lions star cornerback inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 1974? And
Dick LeBeau.
Dick LeBeau.
Yeah.
Who we just said was inducted in the 2010s.
Did we?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh shit. All right. Well, okay. In that case, I'm out. I don't know.
Ash.
Len Barney.
It's too early for him, isn't it?
The answer is again Dick Night
Ken
Train
Lane.
Lane.
I was because
That's why
it was one of them. I knew it was one of them two, and I was like, it can't be. Oh, well, I should have known because you've done Calvin twice, but I was like,
Len
he
was
surely
in the
won't do
eight-
it twice.
Len was
Len
in the
was-
80s.
And I screwed up myself because I've put the answer to question number 2, which I just screwed up for you guys, and apologies for this, in question number 5. So I don't know how I got this wrong, but here we go. Question number 5. Which Lions player, the only other quarterback apart from Dutch Clark, was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 1967? Who is the only other Lions quarterback inducted into the Hall of Fame apart from Dutch Clark who was inducted in 1967?
Oh, well, that one's obvious.
Ash.
Lane. I don't know.
Yeah, Lane. Bobby Lane.
Oh God.
Bobby Lane.
Oh God.
Yeah, so I'm not scared to double down on the questions, as you can see. And we go into our final round, which, as always, as if we've done this before, which, as always, is potluck.
Usually, yeah, well, general knowledge like potluck.
General knowledge also works.
True.
I'm always second-guessing myself now when I'm doing this, so I'm actually going to check the answers live as much as I can, just to make sure I'm not getting this wrong. Question number 1. Who was the Detroit Lions' first overall draft pick in the 2008 NFL Draft? Not the number 1 overall pick, but the Lions' first pick in that draft. So who was the Lions' first pick in the 2008 NFL Draft?
I'm going to be disappointed. I'm disappointed it's taking you this long.
Right, because I think that he's not sure about the answer. I'm going to come to him first. Question number 1 is, who was the Lions' first overall pick in the 2008 NFL Draft? And
Megatron.
Wide receiver out of Georgia Tech, that Calvin Johnson.
I didn't know if it was 2007 or 8, so I was just like mentally clarifying for myself.
And you are both incorrect.
Oh, what the fuck? Oh, it was 2007 we got him then. Oh shit, who did we get the year before?
The year after 2008.
I thought it was a defensive player. That's why when Ash goes, oh,
Also,
you pushed me towards that.
Was not a defensive player. It was a tackle.
Oh, we should know this.
No, it's not that tackle. That tackle was earlier.
I think you were right if you were about to say it.
Jeff Backus.
No. Sorry, my bad.
Backus was 2001-2, wasn't he?
This player played for the Lions for 9 years between 2008 and 2016. 8 years as a primary starter. 132 games played out of Boston College.
Oh, Trevor Decker replaced.
I feel really stupid now.
I do really feel stupid because I was like, oh yeah, it's got to be Calvin
This is peer
again.
pressure. That was peer pressure, Ash. I didn't think it was Calvin, and then
You weren't going to get it right anyway.
It. Well, I would have thought about it longer.
You have thought about it longer, you still haven't got it.
Well, Ryle, it wasn't a tackle. Would have been too early.
It was a right tackle from Boston College.
I'm sorry to whoever this player is because I know this is an utter disservice.
Ooh.
Yeah, we've both screwed this
It's
up. So
he's not a left tackle; he's a right tackle.
Yeah,
I'm trying to go.
Finished his career.
Does their surname begin with C?
Yes.
It's something like Cherilus. The only way I've got that is thinking that the infamous Riley clip. I'm trying to imagine the O-line in that and see who can see on the right-hand side.
Yeah,
Goes to Cherilus.
Damn it.
Born in Haiti in 1984, played for the Lions between 2008 and 2012. It says here his career was 2008 to 2016. Played for the Colts and the Tampa Bay Bucks after us. So finished for the Lions in 2012. How stupid is that when it lists there from and to and it doesn't say that wasn't with that team? My bad. All right. Sorry for the distraction there. Right. This is probably before your time, so apologies. I'm going to say probably. I'm not sure that Ash definitely wasn't born, and I think Ant was a toddler. Correct. Question number 2. What was the final score of the famous Thanksgiving Day game in 1993 when the Lions beat the Green Bay Packers? What was the final score of the famous Thanksgiving Day game in 1993 when the Lions beat the Green Bay Packers? I will give you plenty of leeway.
I remember looking at this game. For something like 2 years ago.
I have no idea. I'm just going to say 38-37 and be done with it. I have no idea.
I'm going to guess 28-13. I think we beat them quite heartily.
Somehow, Ant got the number of points for the Lions dead on.
So it was 30. Oh my God, 38.
It was 38-10.
That's a half point.
That's whipped him. Yeah, half point.
We did, yeah. I knew it was. We absolutely beat them by good 2 touchdowns.
Good 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, but that's why I said 28-13. That would have been 2. I knew there was an 8 at the end of it. Oh, Christ.
I just need to check an answer because I've just mistyped something. So hang on.
I remember looking at that because I think it was because I was looking at Rashad Perriman's dad when we signed Perriman.
Okay, question number 3. How many head coaches have the Detroit Lions had in their franchise history? I will give you 2 either way.
Are interims included? Because we need to, because I know we had Bevel and we had that game where everyone had COVID and we had Prince as our head coach for one game against the Titans.
I can't imagine it.
Interim coaches are included.
Oh, fuck. In their history?
In the history of the Lions.
So what we say?
I guess.
30s, we'll go about 90 years. Go on average, a few years a guy. 35.
That's close to what I was going to say, God damn it. I was going to say 38.
2 people in the Twitch chat have got it bang on straight away. The answer is 30.
Damn it.
Not far off then.
30 head coaches, and that includes John Carsis, who in 1942 played and lost 8 games. Coached and lost 8 games. Greg Moeller, who in 2000 coached for 7 games. Dick Duron for 5 games in 2005. Darrell Bevel for 5 games in 2020. And Robert Prince for 1 game in 2020 because of the COVID problem. So,
the Chief Energy Officer.
There it is. Robert Prince. Right. Question number 4. In franchise history, Who was the longest serving Detroit Lions head coach? And you know this. You do know this. Question number 4. Who is the longest serving Detroit Lions head coach?
Unless it's him, okay. We've got an answer, I think.
A man whose name evokes probably love and hatred equally between the fan base. And of course, if he was a good head coach, it's always going to win.
Oh, okay. It's not who I think it is then. Okay.
Well, so the fact that you said they're partially liked eliminates about 3/4 of the guys I can think of.
I'm trying to nudge you in the right direction when I can. Right, are we ready? Who was the longest serving Detroit Lions head coach in franchise history? Ash.
Schmidt. That was my guess. I don't know if it's the right answer. I'm just going to guess Schmidt, who we mentioned earlier.
I think Matt gave his record, and it didn't sound like he'd been a coach that long. But
it was like 7 years, wasn't it?
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'll go that. I have no idea.
So, Jim was a coach for 5 years, unfortunately. That's not going to cut the mustard.
Wasn't Rod, was it?
It wasn't Rod. The answer is everyone's players coach. The historic players coach, not Jim.
Yeah.
You know who it is now?
Yeah.
The guy, I can't remember his name, but the guy from the 90s.
The guy who's on the Detroit Lions podcast every charity-thon that they do. The coach who lives in Florida next to Chris from the DLP. Wayne Fonts.
Yeah. Oh, of course, yeah. Now you said an Wayne Fonts, yeah.
1988 to 1996, so we've never had a coach last more than 10 years. Which I think is kind of weird, but...
Until Dan. Dan's going to be here forever now.
I hope so.
You mean Ben Johnson isn't going to be head coach?
True.
Go be somewhere else, not here.
All right. The final question of the quiz. Question number 5. What is the most regular season games that the Lions have won in a season in their history? What's the highest number of regular season game wins ever in a season in the Lions' history? They have only achieved it once.
Oh.
What is the most number of games the Lions have won in the regular season ever? It's question number 5. I want to see what the chat say on this because I think it's going to be really interesting what they say.
Oh.
I don't think it's going to be that high.
The number below this number has been achieved plenty of times, including in their second ever season. They achieved the number just below this.
Right, I'm just going to say 13.
I was going to say 12. I think it's 12-4 in 2014.
Don't tell me that.
2014 would be incorrect because we went 11-5. But 12 wins is the right answer. And Ken got it dead on the money with the year 1991. Our last playoff. Our last playoff win.
I'm so thankful for Twitter replies right now because I was Facebook replies. The only reason I know it is because earlier I was on the NFL UK group page. Someone put their season prediction. Someone had the Lions as 13-4. And someone underneath said, no, the most they've reached is ever 12. So I'm so thankful for that random YouTube, Facebook comment now.
So we reached 11 wins in 2014, 1962, and 1931. That's the only time we've ever got over 10 wins.
Yeah.
So about every 30 years then. So
yeah, so we're due.
We've only got to wait till 2044.
Well,
you reckon we'll still be doing the pod by then?
Probably. Just stuck in Pandora's box. I don't know.
Pandora's it was a jar. It was a jar.
That 2044 season we're going to do with 11 wins is going to be sweet as, guys. Really.
Yeah. So I think that Ash made a late run back, but I'm pretty sure that Ant won overall with a good start.
I think Ant won.
I know
Ant
that we
won by
didn't.
about 1.5 points because I'm just glad I got the statistical one all right. That's my like hallmark, isn't it? It's knowing all the stats. I'm glad at least I've got all those right.
I'm just glad I got some right. I did better than I thought I was going to.
Lost Ocean said that he thinks he went 19 of 39. Folks, I hope you
That's
really
about right.
enjoyed that. It was
Yeah.
it was actually really easy to do, given I gave it to ChatGPT. All the failings for this, I will put on myself because I am not so good at this hosting shit. So my bad.
It's a lot better than the ones I was planning because I was planning stuff like who had the best yards per carry last season with a minimum of 2 carries.
Oh, I've got some of my. I've got.
Is that Williams? Is that JMO?
Nope. Nope.
Well, we've finished with the quiz now, but afterwards we can do a few of the ones I had ready if you want, very quickly, because we're doing quiz.
Go on, let's go.
Yeah, go on. Well, answer my one first. Best yards per carry last season for us, minimum of 2 carries.
Amon Ross and Brown.
Nope.
Carries last year. No, I'm not even going to try and guess.
Did Penny Sewell have 2 carries?
Penny Sewell didn't carry it. I'm just trying to think who carried it, but.
I mean, I guess carries technically includes laterals because they would be rushes.
Yes, but this person, it wasn't so much on laterals. I will say it was trick plays, so you've got to think trick plays.
Oh, CJ Moore.
Correct.
Should have known with Ash's love there.
21 point. I think it's something like 21.5 yards per carry.
Because he had a 42-yard rush and like a 5-yard rush or something like that.
Yeah, fake punts, yeah.
Come on!
I love CJ.
Right, Ant.
Right, hang on, there was a few I got here. I did a true and false one. So, during 10 seasons in the NFL, Barry Sanders was invited to the Pro Bowl every single year. True or false?
Give the question again.
Right, so during his 10 seasons in the NFL, Barry Sanders was invited to the Pro Bowl every single year. True or false?
True.
I don't like either answer. I'll go true as well.
I could be trying to trick you here.
No,
it was true. It was true.
It's true, yeah.
Invited every single year in his career here. Should be one. I've got who is the most sacked quarterback in a season in Detroit history with 63 in one season? Now I'll give you. I was going to give you some options, but if you want to, just
okay, give me the options because if it is the person I'm thinking of, then I know it's them.
So, yeah, who is the most sacked quarterback in a season in Detroit history with 63 in one season?
Got 2 people in mind.
So the 4 answers we've got here: we've got Matthew Stafford, John Kitna, Dante Culpepper, or Joey Harrington.
Oh, I didn't.
I was thinking Kitna.
I'll go Harrington.
John Kitna in 2006. 63 sacks in one season.
Yikes. I was thinking either Sean Hill or Dan Orlovsky, but anyway.
I don't think Orlovsky played enough to get it, but
I just thought he had 1 season as a starter, but maybe he didn't. No, he never did. You're right. For some reason I thought that someone got injured, but I was incorrect.
Okay.
All right.
I've got a couple more if you want. So,
yes, please. I'm doing better than these, and I was the one for once.
All right. So Jeff Backus made 190 appearances for the Detroit Lions. Where does that rank all time on the appearances list? Is it 2nd, 5th, 7th, or 12th?
Repeat for me.
So Jeff Backus made 190 appearances for the Lions. Where does it rank all-time list of appearances for Detroit? Is he 2nd? Is he 5th? Is he 7th? Or is he 12th?
I think I know the answer, but I'll let Matt go first.
Go 5th.
I think I know. I was going to go 5th as well because I think the top 2 are Mule and Hanson.
You're right. No, he's 5th. My quiz seems a lot easier.
No, it's just because I'm just a weird. I'm weirdo for absorbing stats.
Did I have a non-stats one here?
Oh damn it!
I am regenerating the quiz, by the way. I'll see if they come up with ChatGPT comes up with any different questions, but I won't have checked the answers.
All right, actually, I'm going to get you one which you'll never get.
Go on then.
Which college powerhouse has the Detroit Lions never drafted a first-round pick from? Ohio State, LSU, Notre Dame, or Clemson?
Oh, so it's not Ohio State because obviously we've got Akuda from there. I was scared you was going to say FSU, but I remember we drafted a linebacker from there in 2006. I think it's Ernie Sims. So it was an OSU.
LSU.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm scared it would be LSU. You know what? I'm going to say Clemson.
I'm going to go with someone in the chat and saying LSU. That feels right to me.
I'd be surprised if you noticed. It is actually Clemson.
Oh.
We've never drafted a first-round player from Clemson. LSU, it was back in 1960. Notre Dame, it was 1978. So we ain't drafted from them in the first round for a long time.
The only reason I remember it, I think, is because I remember, again, it's one of those things, I think it was when we were looking at, I forgot his name now, but the defensive tackle we didn't like from Clemson, it was one of those things that popped up that like we've never drafted from Clemson before. He would be the first round pick from Clemson for us.
All right, then. We seem to have some nerds out there in the chat, so I'm not even going to give you answers for this draft question. You can, if you remember him well enough, you will know this. You get the conference. Which Pac-10, because it was Pac-10 team, was Jason Hansen drafted from to Detroit?
Oh, okay, that one I won't know.
No, I wouldn't know if anyone in the chat does. It was a Pac-10 back then. Most of them play in the Pac-12 now, so. But where was Jason Hansen drafted from, if anyone remembers?
Cal.
That's the quarterback factory, not kicker.
It can't be the kicker factory as well?
Might be. I don't know.
Oh, I've just looked at it because I wanted to know. That's a very good question.
Spoiler! What is it?
No,
did anyone
I want to see if anyone can
the
guess.
guesses are Washington State and Washington.
It's Washington State.
Yeah. So someone got that right. Someone remembers. He's a Washington State guy.
Any more?
Did I? That one's too easy. You. Okay. This is one you might get. And you know what? I will give you 1 year either side of the answer for this. How long was Dominic Raiola's career with the Detroit Lions?
Oh.
You get one either side.
8.
Because he was a one-guy team.
I was going to say 10.
14.
Wow. Oh, God.
Wow.
14 seasons Raiola played.
Yikes.
Oh. Here's what, because I've just looked it up because I was interested. So that you know how we said earlier about picks and powerhouses. Which player did we mention earlier was the draft pick, first round pick from Notre Dame in 1959?
Oh, no, it was 1978 we took the last one from, but I don't know who it was.
Oh, yeah, so this one's from Notre Dame. We mentioned him earlier in the quiz. Offensive side of the ball is your clue.
I don't know.
LeBeau? Oh, I don't know.
Nick Pietrasantro.
Pietrasantro, yeah.
And then the year after, it was it was LSU with Johnny Robinson.
Oh, there we go. This is why ChatGPT needs screening, by the way. I regenerated the quiz, and I'm not asking this question. One of the things it wanted to ask is, during the 1970 season, which Lions player rushed for 2,000 yards, becoming the second player to achieve this feat? The answer it's given is O.J. Simpson.
Oh, God.
It didn't happen. It just didn't happen. Oh, dear Lord.
Oh, dear. Did I have one last one to finish with? I think I have one last one to finish with. Where was it? All right, so this is really random one, you can guess. So when we traded Joey Harrington away in 2006, obviously we drafted him as the franchise guy. What did the Miami Dolphins give us for him when we traded him away? Was it a third, a fourth, a fifth, or a sixth?
For who?
Sixth. For Harrington.
Joey Harrington. So
I
we
wanna say
drafted him to be the
sixth.
franchise guy. What did we get for him in return from the Miami Dolphins when we traded him away in 2006?
Fifth.
Fifth, fifth. It was fifth. I was going to say sixth is too bait.
No, it was the fifth. We got fifth for him.
That's mad.
Yeah. What could have been?
I'm just trying to see if there's any more. Okay.
Another fun fact, and one to end on. Barry has more rushing touchdowns for the Lions than the next three guys on the list combined.
Oh,
I'm asking for 20 more general knowledge questions, and we'll see
no, Carlton.
see if any of them are new. Or see if any of them are right. All right, here we go. Question number 1. Who was the first Lions player to win the NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year award?
Oh,
I'm not even sure it's correct.
I want to say it seems too obvious. I'm going to say Carras.
Who was the first Lions player to win Defensive Rookie of the Year? He did win Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Was it Carras?
No.
Because I know Sue definitely did. But I think that's too recent. I'm recency bias.
Mark's just said Buddha Baker. It's not Buddha Baker.
Oh, I miss Buddha Baker. Oh, I miss him. Well, he's stuck on that Cardinals team.
Right, yes. So he was a Lions player. And he did win NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year. Whether it's the first one, I can't guarantee. But this is what ChatGPT says. Ant, you got an answer?
No.
You've mentioned him multiple times.
We're at the
Len Barney.
Now.
Len Barney.
Hey, good for Len.
Who holds the record for most career interceptions returned for touchdowns in Lions history? Who has the most pick sixes in Lions history?
I'm pretty sure Len Barney holds the pick six one.
Probably, yeah, because I was going to say it's not Slay, because Slay didn't get one until like late with us against the Cardinals. Oh.
So who do you think the answer is?
Lem.
Lem got most pick sixes, I think.
Right, I'm just going to manually check.
Yeah. Was it say?
So ChatGPT is dead wrong.
Oh, is it? Okay. Was it say? Because I've just looked up Defensive Rookie of the Year. Not only was Len Barney like our earliest winner of it, he was the first ever winner of Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Okay.
So you literally could not get earlier.
My head's not that pointy.
You've seen it. You've seen it. You can see me chuckling.
My head is not that pointy, although it's pretty decent other than that. I'll have to try and sport that beard with a little bit in between.
Len Barney, as far as I can work out, is correct. He had 7 interceptions returned for a touchdown. But ChatGPT gave the answer Jack Christensen, DB for the Lions, who played for the Lions between 51 and 58, who had 3. So I don't know what's going on there.
I found out loads of interesting things doing this, but it's quite fun to delve through the history and get away from like the bad times of recent years. There's been a lot of bad times, but
in what year did the Lions retire the number 20 in honour of Barry?
Ooh, I feel like that was more of a recent thing than a thing far ago.
So he retired in 2000, was it?
I'm going to say 2006.
Oh, I thought it would have been later than that. But...
So Barry retired in 1998. Beg your pardon.
See, I don't know. See Barry. Kind of. I don't know whether they'd have been on good enough terms with him just after he left to retire it for him. So I think it would have been later. I'm gonna say that's something like 2015, 2016, something like that. I could be well wrong.
He had his number retired when he was inducted into the Hall of Fame. 2004.
I was close.
Which quarterback led the team to their most recent playoff victory in 1991?
Oh, that's oh Christ, the beloved.
That should have been in the quiz because that's a good question.
That is a really good question,
and it's a question we know the answer to, and we should know the answer to. But I wouldn't be able to give it to you if I wasn't looking at it.
No, I'm saying.
Same.
Because he's quite a loved quarterback as well. It's God.
Brent has got the answer right. Lions 1960 in the chat.
Yeah, I'm spent out. I'm quizzed out.
The answer is Eric Kramer.
That's
of course, yeah.
Going to cast your mind back to 2014 to 2017. Who was the Lions defensive coordinator in that stretch? Who was interviewed for head coaching positions during that time?
Terrell Austin.
I block my mind out of coordinators in that period because there's so many bad ones.
It was Terrell Austin.
The attacking 4-3 scheme.
See, for a fan of another franchise, this would be a very interesting question, but we'd know it right away. But as of 2021, there's only one NFL player from Ghana who's ever been selected to go to the Pro Bowl. And he played
of course,
us.
Yeah.
Who is it? For a fan of any other team, that would be impossible.
But
I've asked it for another 20 questions, and it started giving me the questions without the answers. And it's just keeping on going, asking questions, but with no answers. I don't know what to do now. Lost Oceans just said, I remembered when everyone wanted Terrell Austin to be our head coach for a hot minute, and with good reason. He had a damn good record as DC for a while.
It'd have been better than
Pascalone.
There are just so many bad ones. Ugh.
Can you believe that?
We could have avoided Patricia.
Yeah. I was going to say, could you believe that the guy who was our DC for the last year, he's supposedly like the favourite to take over from Wilkes when Wilkes gets another head coaching job and leaves the 49ers DC job?
Oh, it's so funny, ChatGPT. It really is. Which Lions quarterback led the drive in the 1983 playoffs to defeat the Dallas Cowboys? Joe Montana. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
But however, there are some good ones in here. Which legendary Lions linebacker was known as Mad Dog?
Schmidt. Joe. Gotta be.
Yeah.
Sorry, who?
Joe Schmidt. He's that legendary linebacker. Chat's giving him wrong answers again.
It was not Joe Schmidt.
Chat's not giving him wrong answers.
He is a person who is currently with the team in some capacity.
Chris Spielman.
Oh, of course. I'm surprised Chris doesn't come up in any of these questions or anything. It's like Hansen doesn't come up in any of them either. It's like
it's just giving me a question and I can't believe the answer to it, so I'm going to have to check it.
Go on. Ask the question to see if we could get.
Who's the Lions' all-time leader in touchdown receptions?
I would say it's Calvin, but it can't be. But if it's not saying that, then it's got to be someone.
Well, the one I would automatically go after that is Herman.
Is Herman, yeah. And if it's not him, then Perryman? Not for sure, but his dad.
I don't think his dad was here long enough, was he?
Sijan, no.
Yeah, ChatGPT is just wrong. It is Calvin. Calvin has
Oh, thank God.
83. Herman has 62. Why is it doing this to me?
That's why you don't use it. That's why you do it yourself.
Which Lions wide receiver later became a successful NASCAR driver? I mean,
That sounds like something Roy Williams would do just to piss us off. He'd be good at something.
So yeah, Brett Perriman's here for 6 years. He was 91 to 96.
Yeah, him and Herman, man.
Oh, Jimmy Smith.
I know we've had
Apparently
some rotten team. I know we've had some rotten teams over the years. We could make a fantastic all-time team, especially with receivers. I'd take Herman and Calvin over a lot of other players.
Right, there's no other good questions in here. So, yeah, there we go. We did have one general question. If anyone else has any questions as well, then please get them in now as we come towards the end of the show. Lost Oceans asked on Twitch, if the Lions wanted to extend Amon-Ra St. Brown as early as next off-season, which is the first time that we can do it, what contract numbers and guaranteed money would you be comfortable with? We have actually discussed this question in passing before.
Yeah.
I know what the answer is going to be, I think, in terms of how much money he will get. But what are you comfortable with?
I remember your answers as well, so don't be backtracking because I was put back by how much you were going to give him.
That's why I'm pulling up Spot Track again so I can get the because I remember who I was comparing him to. We're doing it by AV, aren't we?
Average value and guaranteed money. So just give your total deal with guaranteed money.
If I could get him 23 or 24 million a year and get him for that, I would give it him quite happily. So I would probably do it like 5 years, 120-ish million. It'd be guaranteed 70 of it, 75.
I'd probably trying to go by AV so I can work it out. I'd probably give him about like 5 years, 115, guarantee about 50% of it. Because that puts him around, like, in terms of AAV, like around the Debo area.
I can't even remember what I said. But
you said about 30.
Yes.
One of you said near to 30.
So that is the number I had in my head again. So I'm glad that I'm being consistent. I think
30 is what we could think he could demand because he...
See, the trouble is his value to us is fucking enormous and he knows...
Exactly, yeah.
So,
I would do 5 years, $150 million with 90 million guaranteed.
Yeah, I can back that. I was going to say, because it's everyone to think...
It's incredible amount of money for someone who plays his role. But if the Lions lose Amon-Ra St. Brown to injury this season, the Lions are shit.
Yeah.
That is how important to this team is. It really doesn't matter how good the rest of them are. When you listen to everyone talk about this team, they go, it's a good team. They've improved in lots of areas they needed to. I feel like they still need to improve at wide receiver. There's not a huge amount of depth there. And with Jamo out for 6 games, it seems a little lacking. And in my head, I'm screaming, we're really happy with the wide receivers. They're very productive. The chemistry works, blah, 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 blah. But if Amon-Ra goes, who gets the separation in there? You have to play Khalif every snap in the Amon-Ra role. And I think Khalif's value is in coming in the odd snap and just being that sort of breakout guy. If you put him down every snap, and he did very well when we actually did that a couple of seasons ago, but for an entire season, I don't know. Like, I think that would really struggle.
Exactly.
I think when Jamo's back, you can start playing Jameer in the slot in his absence. So you can. There is like a hypothetical out of it. And
yeah,
Jameer is
I agree.
True, yeah. Or you could just go like tight end heavy, have him and Brock playing a lot of snaps. But Eric put it best because he obviously Pride of Detroit got asked a very it's kind of similar question with the whole. If you heard it, like, who would you rather pay out of JMO and St. Brown? And Eric put it quite well that St. Brown just, with how he fits the team and his mentality, and that he is the one he would pay over JMO, even though JMO...
But we're not going to pay JMO for like 4 years.
I know, that's what I'm saying too. It's the hypotheticals, like if they both hit what they're supposed to be and it's when it's up, you had to pick one or the other to pay. Which one would you pick? It was between JMO and Amon and St. Brown, Hutch and Houston, And then it was who else? Who was the other one? Then there was another one. I think it was the line. Oh yeah, it was Malcolm and Campbell.
You know what? I'm not going to lie, but if JMO hits his ceiling, then I'm paying him every single day of the week and Sundays. I would, even over Amon Ra, if he hits his ceiling. I love Amon Ra to death, but...
See, the way that Eric put it is, KJMO is better, but for Amon Ra just does stuff that JMO never can. JMO can probably hit and be like a Tyreek Hill, but Amon Ra is just such a, like, but you have to hit him in stride kind of thing for him to really work. If Amon Ra, you put it anywhere near him, he's going to get the ball. He's perfect for any system. While like JMO, you really need to have someone that can hit him downfield for him to hit.
But I don't think that... So the thing with JMO for me is that he's not just a deep ball merchant. And so my instant reaction is that Amon Ra will be the answer because he's the chain mover, he's the volume guy, and he gets so much separation that you can consistently move the chains with him, and that's what wins games. Whereas having the deep ball threat who gets you the big touchdown is what puts you over the top, but it's not what gets you there in the first place, and that's just more important. But JMO at his absolute ceiling is a do-it-all player from all alignments, underneath and over the top. He can do all of that. Like, he could be the perfect wide receiver. The only thing you're not going to ask him to do is go and get 50-50s. But you're not going to need him to because he's going to be so fast with such great feet that that's not going to be an issue. So, crosses, shallow crosses, quick outs, he should be able to do all of that, really, at his peak. And Amon Ra doesn't do that. So, at both of their peaks, I would also pay JMO, but in every other circumstance, it's going to be Amon Ra. So, like, 95% really is Amon Ra, and 5% is JMO at this point, really. Cool Down Rat subscriber Prime, 12th month, 4-month streak. Thank you, Cool Down Rat. Appreciate you, man. Right, I haven't had any more questions that I've seen. Actually, there was a question somewhere. Big Aries asked, what famous historical event happened the day that William Clay Ford bought the Detroit Lions?
Kennedy was shot. I know that one.
Good answer.
Kennedy was shot.
Bloody hell. Okay.
Because that is another, it's a curse. They bought it on the day a president was assassinated.
Carlton Wood also asked a question which I've just missed. Sorry, Carlton. He said, which current Lion was born in London?
Oh, God, I know this. I actually know this.
Oh, I know.
Who?
Amon Ra.
Was he?
His family was stationed over in Germany, were they? They were stationed over in Europe.
They were in Germany. He was born...
No, but I think they lived here as well.
Amon Ra was born in Anaheim Hills, California.
Oh, he was over there. Okay, that was my immediate one. See, we're getting quiz questions now.
Yeah.
Ask quiz questions.
Yeah. I've just Googled it because I was double checking who I thought it was, and it is. I'll give John a clue.
Yes, clue, please.
Defensive player, can flex. He's an edge. So an edge player.
I think I've just seen the answer, so I will recuse myself now.
No, we've got that many edge players.
You've still got like a 1 in 7 chance.
Charles.
Him saying 1 in 7 is a hint.
It really is.
Oh. Number-wise.
Well, it's not 1 in 6. It's 1 in 7.
Oh, I don't know. Go for it.
Julian.
Oh, well,
number 7 in the depth.
Exactly.
Who technically isn't an edge. He's a hybrid.
That's why he was struggling, because he's the hybrid.
Well, which soon-to-be former Lions player was born in London?
Yikes! We'll get onto that later.
Oh yeah, please let's follow the roster predictions. That's going to be a fun time.
It will
be a fun time.
Not for mine, it isn't, because I've just said it just about everywhere. All right, if you're doing these, because we're talking about Raiola and Bacchus earlier, but who has played the most games for the Detroit Lions on the offensive line?
Ever.
Yeah.
Current. Or historical.
Ever, historically.
What was it?
Raiola.
Did he not just give the answer, Jeff Backus? Number 5 all-time appearances. He was a tackle, right?
Tackle, yeah.
I'm
But
gonna let you guess.
It's Raiola.
But Backus played almost 200 games. If Raiola played 14 seasons, that would be about 200 games. If he played every single game. But he probably didn't.
I need an answer.
Yeah, Backus.
I'm saying
Who
Raiola.
has played the most games on the offensive line over the Detroit Lions history? So one of you, who's got what?
Backus.
So Matt's saying Backus, I'm saying Raiola.
Trick question. Don Mulback, because long snapper's offensive line.
Oh, no.
I'm not even me, the king of technicalities, is not accepting that.
No. Long snapper is considered part of the offensive line because he
technically
blocks.
speaking, he was a tight end.
Exactly. Technically speaking, he's just tight end and a special teamer.
No, it's Don Mulback. You got trick question there.
But also, Ken Stauder just said Raiola did have more appearances than Backus, 219 versus 191, so I would have been wrong anyway.
But yeah, no, Don Mulback has played most games on the offensive. Hey, you've got to think about this. Do you really think I'd make it that easy for you?
Yes.
I tell you the two guys who were up there to deliberately put you off.
Yeah, and then you gave an incorrect answer, so it's fine.
Exactly.
No, it's not an incorrect
Dan
answer.
Pass just said
special
Lomas
teamer.
Brown, and then he said, I'm out, drink. This
What's
should be
wrong
a
with-
drinking game. That'd be fun.
Don't special teams lives matter, Ash?
They do, but they're not offensive. They're the third phase of the game.
They are classified as on the offensive line.
I think we could make trivia a thing.
A field goal is an offensive play.
So if we made a trivia thing a sort of semi-regular thing, we could have rotating questions where we all come up with our own questions.
Yeah.
And then if one of the other two get a question right, they can pick one of the other people to drink a shot, or like a shot of beer, shall we say, and then we don't get too drunk.
I feel like I've done my shot quota for this channel.
You better get them right then.
I feel like I've taken one for the team here enough already. Our Twitch subs are right up because you know what? Actually, I found out the other day. One of the guys I play football with on a Friday, he was on that night, like donating subs to get me hammered.
I love it. That's great. Right. I got to get out of here, so I'm going to wrap up the show now. Thank you, everyone, for listening, for contributing in the chat. It's been a great show. Next episode on the main podcast is July the 10th, and that show will be the Detroit Lions and the Around the NFL 2024 free agency look ahead. So we're going to look at everyone who is in the last year of their deal for the Lions and have a look at the impending free agents around the league to have a look at who should we maybe re-sign, who needs to have a good year, and who may be in positions of need that we're projecting, could we maybe pick up in their place. So you'll want to join us for that because it's going to be a great show. As Ant said in the college podcast, last year they did Conference USA. This week they're doing the Independents. So if you want to know a little bit more about college football as we move into the 2023-24 season, you want to check them out. Socials, Royal Lions UK on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Group on Facebook for worldwide fans is Detroit Fans UK One Pride Worldwide. Articles on rotluk.com. This is the 2024 race to the 2024 NFL Draft in Detroit. We're going to be there. We hope that you can join us there as well and enjoy us in the run-up to that. If you want to show your appreciation, don't forget to super chat and super sticker and subscribe and all that good stuff. You know how much it really makes a big difference to us and to get there and to do some fun stuff when we arrive. Ash, Ant, it's been great. For all you listening, appreciate you as well. It's been fun. We'll do this again soon. But for now, let's go Lions. One Pride.
One Pride.
One Pride.
Recording stopped.
And we are actually going to go because I need to shoot. Bye, guys. Bye.
See you in a bit.
See you later.